For all the great mystique surrounding surfing, it's actually not that hard to ride a wave. On a huge board, in the right conditions, with a decent instructor, most people will get to their feet the first day. And it feels amazing, like sliding across the kitchen floor in your socks, only the floor is the ocean, and you're walking on water. Advertisement. Continue reading below. The sea is always changing, and you have to learn how and when it's willing to play. The hard part comes when you love that feeling. When you decide you want to surf for real, and on your own. There's equipment to master, rules, lingo, tides. The sea is always changing, and you have to learn how and when it's willing to play. You'll go out and slop. You'll get turned back by waves that are too big. You'll get tossed around underwater and cut your feet on rocks and get smacked with your board. It's humbling, but it's also worth it. One day, maybe in a year, or 2 years, or even 3, you'll paddle like mad into a glassy, green, unbroken wave, slide down its slope and dig your board's edge, the rail, into its face, sailing right across its heft in a low crouch. When a wave breaks around you, you'll skid out in front of the foam, letting it carry you farther in toward the beach, until you finally sink into the sea, face to the sky in exaltation, while your board pops out from under you like a champagne cork. Look, a mom will say, towing her small child toward the beach, plastic bucket in hand. A surfer? 1. What to expect on your first lesson? Yes, you should get a lesson. They're not crazy expensive, about $50 to $125 for your first time, depending on whether you go by yourself or with a group, and include a board and a rash guard or wetsuit. We spend about 20 minutes on the beach going through a lot of safety stuff, learning about the ocean, rip currents, tides, and hazards, says Richard Schmidt, owner of an eponymous surf school in Santa Cruz, California, who has been teaching surfing for 40 years. After that, you'll post up on the sand to determine your stance and practice pop-ups, smoothly transitioning from your stomach to your feet. When it's finally time to surf, you'll head into the whitewash to practice catching already broken waves and popping up to stand. Your instructor will give you a push at first to help you with speed and timing. Advertisement. Continue reading below. 2. Your first board rentals run $20 to $40 for a half day, so if you find you love surfing, it's worth buying your own. You want a soft board as you're learning, says Schmidt. It's a lot safer for the beginning surfer and also for everybody else. As for size, bigger is better. An 8, 9, or 10-foot board has enough volume to catch even tiny waves, which is what you'll be aiming to ride. 2 good options. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Costco Wave Storm. Cheap, bright, and so fun the pros ride them when they're feeling silly. Agate Storm Blade. Relatively light, with agility you'll appreciate as your skills improve. 3. Do I need a wetsuit? Advertisement. Continue reading below. It depends. Using a surf forecasting app such as Surflin or Magic Seaweed, find out the water temperature. Less than 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Woof. Surfing the Northeast in winter? You'll need a 5mm wetsuit with an attached hood, Matus Tumo, plus 7mm booties and gloves. Or, maybe just wait for summer? Surfing is hard enough to learn without having to do it in $800 worth of rubber. 52 to 57 degrees, a common temperature in the chilly Pacific along Northern California. Locals often recommend a 4/3 wetsuit. Patagonia R3, available in August. The first number is the thickness, in millimeters, of neoprene covering your corp. The second is the thickness covering your extremities. Booties are recommended. Gloves optional. 58 to 64 degrees standard Southern California water, as well as spring, fall in the Carolinas and the Northeast. A 3/2 XCEL dry lock should cover you. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Advertisement. Continue reading below. 65 to 74 degrees, or warmer, but wind. There are various versions of spring wetsuits that will cover you at this temperature. Spring John, Janes, O'Neill Reactor, are generally 2 mm thick, short-legged, and sleeveless, although there are long-sleeved versions with full legs, and even vests. 75 degrees and up. If the air is also warm, you're good to go in trunks, but consider a rash guard, body glove heritage vest to protect against sunburn and chafing. Ladies might want a one-piece. Bikinis are cute, but can be incooperative. 4. The Visual Glossary. Popular mechanics. 5. Questions from someone who has never surfed. How do I take off a wetsuit? Peel it like a banana, says Corey Sinise, owner of Corey's Way of Surf Lessons in Montauk, New York. Right side out is not gonna work. If you have trouble getting started, have a buddy pull the neck hole down over both of your shoulders. You should be able to get it from there. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Do I have to get up really early? It seems like surfers get up really early. Maybe. Many surf spots, in California, for example, have glassy waves first thing in the morning that get choppy and unsurfable once the wind picks up. Mornings are more likely to be glassy on the East Coast, as well, but there's more variability. In some places, the waves are great all day or clean up in the early evening. Surfers call the latter dusk patrol. Some old-timers don't suffer newbies lightly. They call clueless newcomers kooks. If you are aware of your surroundings and you're nice, you won't get in trouble, says Sinise. That said, many of the rules are there to keep everyone safe, so it's best to be aware before you head out. Is skateboarding a good way to practice? Skateboarding won't help with your pop-up, but it helps with the stance and turning, the toe edge, heel edge feeling of turning your board, says Sinise. What about sharks? There were only 88 unprovoked shark attacks worldwide in 2017, with 5 fatalities, 0 in the U.S. The same year, lightning killed 16 people in the U.S. alone. Still freaked out? Try the Shark Band's Modem Shark Leash. $130. It uses magnets to irritate sharks' electroreceptors and make them go away. Are there rules about which beach I can and can't surf on? Yes, but generally only in the summer, when non-surfers want to enjoy the water as well. Ask a lifeguard or surf school, read signs, and look for yellow flags with a black ball in the middle. That means surfboards are not allowed. Getty Images. 6. How not to be a cook. Surf rule no. 1. The rider has the right of way. When heading out to the lineup, paddle around the area where people are riding waves in toward the beach. It's your responsibility to avoid riders. Surf rule number 2. Don't ditch your board. If you let go of your board, it could hit you or someone else. Surf rule number 3. Don't drop in. The person nearest a wave's peak, or who has been waiting the longest, has priority. Letting them have the wave helps everyone avoid collisions. Surf rule number 4. Face the horizon. That's where the waves are coming from. This appears in the July-August 2018 issue. Want more popular mechanics? Get instant access.